Now, obviously, a huge question for you guys. Ty able to practice yesterday.
No,
What are your thoughts on him this weekend?
they didn't practice yesterday. Damian didn't practice yesterday. Jacob didn't practice yesterday. Orlando wasn't at practice yesterday. So we were down to two, and the rent was due.
What is the outlook for Ty and those other weekend?
You ready? I haven't seen them yet.
Jared, go ahead.
Yeah, John, I wanted to ask you about Kansas is a high-powered offense, it seems, sort of like you guys. What do you see as the keys in this game?
We have to do our stuff better than they do their stuff because it's really similar. They take 23s a game, but shoot them at a high percentage, especially a couple of the guys that they know to get them off. They do a great job. Bill's always done a great job of creating post areas for people to score so they get easy baskets. They play really fast. They're running dribble drive. But this is the ultimate challenge going to Allen Fieldhouse. They're a top 5 team and saying, all right, let's give ourselves a chance. And how do you do that?
John, as a follow, I remember, I think it was after the last game, you said Ty, I took it as he can kind of create and make it happen. And I'm wondering if that's more important, the higher quality of the opponent.
Well, it doesn't matter. When it comes down to it, in the last 3 minutes, it's players making plays, not offense creating a shot for a player, because we all scout each other. If their post player creates more space to get a shot than you do to close it down or to fight him catching the ball outside a scoring area, then he made a basketball play. If the guard beats you on the dribble and gets to the rim and shoots a floater or shoots it over you, he just created a shot for himself. That's these kind of games. Now, if Ty is not 100%, this isn't a game you play a guy at 80%. Just not. And you just, and the same with Jacob. It's kind of like we're at Auburn, and I looked at Xavier, and I just said, hey, if you 4 minutes to go and we got a chance, but if you can't go, don't go. And, the kid has unbelievable courage. Neck was killing him. But let me say this. So now we have the entire team responsible if he's picking up full to let him know that there's someone there. And Coach Chin. I told Coach Chin, you get a technical and run out on the floor if he doesn't hear it. I'd rather you get thrown out of a game than him get hit again.
Chandler, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, you talk about shooters needing to go in the gym and repeatedly getting better with their shot. And I was wondering, how important is shot form, one? And then also, should a player know by their shot form if it's going to go in or not?
You said shot form?
Yeah.
You know what? I've seen guys shoot it like this, and it goes in. I've seen guys shoot it like that, and it goes in. I've seen guys shoot it like that. I've seen Devin Booker shoot it like that, and it goes in. If you want to be a confident shooter, you got to be in the gym and build your confidence. It doesn't come from a coach. You're so hard on him. It does not come from a coach. It is repetition. You convince yourself that this ball's going in. The guy that thinks he's going to make it, even after he misses 2 or 3, has a chance of making it. The guy that ball fakes because he missed 2 and drives in and turns it over or takes the worst shot you could ever see, doesn't have confidence, doesn't come from the coach. And so you got to get in the gym. And the biggest thing I tell all these guys, and they'll tell you, shoot it straight. No matter, I don't care what your form looks like. If the ball goes straight, you ready? You got a chance. If it goes crooked, left or right, you have absolutely no chance. Now, I'll give you another one. rebound attempts. Oscar was in the 90s last game. Do you think that's why he got 23 rebounds? Because he got fouled on the last play, thrown to the floor. That should have been 23. No call, but that's okay. If you rebound attempts are at 60 or 50, you're not going to rebound. If you don't attempt to rebound, you won't believe this, you're not going to get a rebound. So it's the same idea. Shoot it straight. Don't care how you shoot it. Be confident. If you pass up shots, you guys know now, if you pass up an open shot, what am I going to do? You pass up 2, I'm taking you out. Shoot the ball. Don't want to hear it. If you're 0 for 10, it's on me. Get back in the gym and work on your shot.
Larry Vaught, up next.
John, when you talk about the guys that weren't in practice and not knowing yet who will be there today or not, how much confidence after the other night now do you maybe have in Allen, Ware, Hopkins, and is Shaden to the point you could play him in a game like this if you needed him?
Well, I got a note from one of my players that played for me and congratulated me on the wins. By the way, Rick Pitino's got $799, goes for $800, I think, tonight or tomorrow, so that's a great thing. I wish him well. And he said to me, Coach, you believed in me more than I believed in myself. And he said, I went on the court not wanting to let you down because of that. And I would hope when I'm trying to raise the bar and I think guys are better than they think they are, when they look back and said, you believed in me more than I even believed in myself. I had people around me telling me I was soft or I knew this would happen. But you got me on the same mode of you are better than this. You are capable of this. I am holding you to a high standard. And so I don't know how I got started on that, but it's one of the things I'll tell you with this group. I have more confidence in Dante shooting the ball than he does. Now, he and I have about the same confidence in his defense. His is about like mine. But offensively, I told him when he walked in that game, you keep shooting the ball. Shoot it. I'm trying to give Bryce minutes and just do all the little things. Fall back on your training, not your individual work training with somebody. Your training that we give you every day in practice. Fall back on that. And if you fall back on that, you could play with confidence. So, Damian was out. I'm hoping to see today. This is a roughhouse game. This will be, again, I want him in there, but it'll be a roughhouse game.
And is Shaden to the point you could play him if you needed to because of numbers?
I'd rather not right now, only because I think he needs more time to, elevate the intensity, the fight, all the stuff that you need. I'm going to show them, because that's what you learn to do at Kentucky is fight, to create your own space. You learn to fight, because every game we play, Larry, is someone's
Super Bowl.
Yeah, it is. And they'll act like, well, it's not a big game and all that. Okay, great. But it's someone's Super Bowl. And you learn to fight. Or you look to make excuses, or people around you look to make excuses. You learn to fight. So an NBA coach hit me today, said, I watched your team a little bit. They're doing great. I like your team. And I said, we got to work on this, that, and the other. And he says, okay, but just keep getting better. You're going to be in good shape. And then I said, how are you? He said, we're not as good as we were, but my team fights, so I'm good. See, in that, if that's your plan, then you got to learn to fight. And our guys, that's the thing. Well, you're going to come in and only 2 guys are going to shoot it. You're going to be the main man and you're going to get all the balls. And you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to create your space. You're going to have to earn your way. This team, when people watch them, what do they say about this team? They say 2 things. Do you guys watch the games or anything? What do you think they say? Everybody that hits me. Well, let me say this. Basketball bennies, people that watch the game. Man, does your team play hard and fight. Second thing, they are so unselfish, it's fun to watch them play because they pass it to each other. Well, that's why I'm happy every day I walk in practice. Now, when we have guys out, yeah, I worry. I worry because there's a couple guys more important than a couple others, but it's like that on every team. But we got a good group of guys.
Hayes Gardner, go ahead.
John, this is Hayes Gardner with the Louisville Courier-Journal. Here in Louisville, there's a lot of discussion about the end of Chris Mack's time at Louisville. I was curious if you had any thoughts about Chris Mack's time at Louisville and the situation here in Louisville.
Well, I feel bad for he and his family. Coaching's a hard profession, and we're all 30 days from bankruptcy, everybody in this profession, and that's how it is. And so I feel bad for him. But I remember talking to Senator McConnell, the leader, and we were talking about the situation. This was a while ago when there was things they were struggling with. And he said to me, he said, Cal, I'm not worried about athletics. Athletics at Louisville will always bounce back. We got to get the rest of this stuff right. That's what he said to me. And, I sat back and I said, over the years, athletics at Louisville has always been fine. Now, there have been ups and downs in every program. There are ups and downs in this program. So I think it'll be fine. They've got to get, hire a president, hire an AD, hire a coach, get their thing rolling, create the culture that they want. But it's Louisville. It's an outstanding athletic program. And I know right now they're mad that I would even say that, but it is. It's true. I mean, it's won national titles, football games, women's you think about it. They just got to get things in order, and my guess is within a couple years they'll be right there.
John Wong, go ahead.
John, the environment.
Got a bad connection, John.
Fieldhouse
Cut it off.
is
Cut it off.
special. And your team, the last
Cut it
three
off. I couldn't hear
games
one
on the
thing
road,
from
they have done very well in hostile.
I couldn't hear John because of it was breaking up. So who's next?
Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, John. Kentucky fans are kind of caught up in the all-time victories. I think Kentucky's got 3 more than Kansas. How big a deal is that to you or the team?
Until you told me, I didn't know. How about that? We're trying to win every game we play. Somebody said something about 200 wins in Rupp, and Deb will tell you, I had no idea. The only reason I knew 800 is my daughter, Erin, said, I was there for every one of them. You remember that. She reminded me. I didn't know. I mean, I'm not doing this for numbers. Trying to put a program together that everybody would be proud of. I'm trying to do it with all the clutter that goes along with this program, and trying to keep kids safe for 2 years. You think about it. Worried about mental health. Done that for 30 years. I've had Bob Rotella for 30 years. So with my teams and my staff and us. But you're trying to do all that and still win games. And then be the top 10 games on TV this year. You ready? 5 of them were Kentucky. 5 of them were Kentucky. So, there may be people mad and this, that, and the other. They're just not around the country. They're looking and they want to see us. A lot of times, what do they want to watch us do? They ain't watching to see us win. And that's fine. Makes it even funner if you can go in and go on the road and win a game. But, it's a – look, you got programs that have done this for a long time, and Kentucky's not the only one. Kansas has been that way. I talked to Ted Owens today. I got to tell you the story, and I know – may drive you crazy. But Bob Hill was recruiting Joe Frizz, saw me as a sophomore, watched me then at 5-star, and they were recruiting me. I wasn't good enough for Pitt, but Bob, sent me notes and stuff. So then when I graduated, he said, why don't you come to our camp? He saw me at 5-star and work. drove cross country with, who was it with? P.D. Strickland, who was a player at Pitt. Drove I-70 all the way to Lawrence. There's an exit off I-70 to Lawrence. And worked the camp. And Ted Owens, who I talked to this morning, said, why don't you stay? I love how you're working with the kids and be on my staff. Well, I was ecstatic. What? Kansas? And I said, what position? He said, volunteer. And I said, well, how much does that guy make? You're going to work for Paul and Margaret in the training room, which I did. I served peas and corn. I was a peas and corn guy. Which one do you want, or do you want both? Lived with Dolph Carroll in housing that Ron Tebow, an alum at the time, gave us. It was a shotgun house where you could look in the front, walk in the front door, see the back door, and a leaf would go through and then go under the back door. We had no furniture because at that time, Dolph and I had to make a decision. Do we get furniture or do we get ESPN that just came out? So we could rent furniture or rent ESPN. We couldn't do both. So we rented ESPN. I'm going to tell you another quick story. So now he has this nice bed and I don't have anything. I'm sleeping on the floor. So there was a movie the day after. You remember the movie? It was taped in Lawrence, Kansas. And Allen Fieldhouse was the triage. So one day I'm going in my office and I look out there and there are beds all over the floor of Allen Fieldhouse. They're cots. They're basically cots. But there was one double wide cot. It's a double wide cot. And I looked at Dolph and I said, let's stick this in your Jeep. I'm taking this. This is my new bed. Now you have to understand, there were 500 beds in there. I did leave $50 on the floor just so in case anybody said anything. Then when I took it to the house, I needed to put a piece of plywood because it wrapped around me when I tried to sleep. But it was the greatest time of my life. I had no worries, no money. All I was doing is showering in the same shower that Fog Allen showered in. Ted Owens, Larry Brown, Bob Hill, JoJo White, Ed Manning. I just had, at a young age, a chance for that. So when I go back to Kansas, I go around. I met my wife there. That's where I met her. And I don't know how she got me, but she worked there and she just worked it over and then she got me somehow. Don't understand it, but she had a house. I'm going to go buy her house. I'll go buy where we lived it was a duplex doubles anyway. But I got great memories of that place. Great memories. Unbelievable commitment to the school from that state. Every stone is from the same quarry that they built on that campus. Like I said, talked to Larry Brown a couple days ago. We talked about our time. I talked to Coach Owens this morning. I was hoping either one or both could be there. And no, it's going to be a war. It's going to be an absolute war. And a lot of people have come through there. I mean, R.C. Buford, who's running the Spurs, we were GAs. I mean, but it's an interesting game for us and hard game, wrapped around. You ready? Hard games. It's normal here.
All right, last question to Dick Gabriel, coach, and then we'll move on to players.
John Allen Fieldhouse reminds me of what Memorial Coliseum was like when the men played there prior to Rupp Arena. How would you describe game day atmosphere at Kansas, especially for a game like this?
Well, it's different than Memorial. It is an air hangar. So it looks like an air hangar. Okay, it's probably 70 years old, maybe older than that. Okay, so the end zone seats are long. It's more like the building in Louisville. The end zone seats are real long, and the sidelines aren't as long. The sound, folks, goes from the floor and hits that ceiling and comes right back to you to where you feel the sound. You feel it. Like I've been in there where I got pushed on the floor from the sound. The floors, You can eat off the floors in that building. That building, it's iconic. It's like you're walking into church there. I mean, and you think about it, it's like what Rupp is. But you're talking about an old building that no box seats, none of that stuff. This is basketball. The students, unbelievable. They'll be out. I imagine Bill will get them pizzas or whatever tonight. So it'll be, well, every game is like tent city and T-shirts, and so but I imagine they'll be hanging out there. And, like I said, my memory, I asked Ted Owens today, I said, Coach Owens, do you think that shower that Fog Allen showered in is still there? What if I went in the back, could I find it? Because he laughed. He said, can you imagine we all dressed in one little locker room with two little showers? I said, yeah, things have changed.